For 7 months, the Ajewole family searched for a house. Everywhere they turned. Sorry, the house has been taken. We don't want children in this compound. Your budget is too small. Or the classic Lagos lie, call me back tomorrow. So when they found the 3-bedroom flat in Ogudu at a suspiciously good price, they didn't think twice. The compound looked peaceful. The landlord, Baba Lanre, was polite. Too polite. He even said, move in first, pay small, small later. I trust you people. That was the sentence that should have warned them. But Lagos can make you ignore your spirit. They moved in with joy. For the first 2 years, everything was perfect. New job promotions, business booming, children doing well, money flowing like December rain. Until the 3rd year came, and the house woke up hungry. It started with a water leak, a small crack on the sitting room wall. Mr. Ajewole scraped the damp paint. Under the peeling layer, a symbol. Not English, not Arabic, not anything taught in school. A circle with 4 eyes and a mark shaped like a key. His wife, Kemi, stared at it. Olu, what is this? He laughed it off. Probably designed from old tenants. But that night while he slept, the symbol glowed faintly like an ember. Everything changed in 3 months. Olu lost his job. Kemi's shop caught fire mysteriously. Their first son developed an illness the hospital couldn't name. Their savings disappeared to emergency bills. It felt like the house was sucking them dry. One night, Kemi whispered, Olu, have you noticed? Anytime we argue or worry, that symbol gets brighter. He didn't want to believe her, but he saw it too. The kids started hearing footsteps, whispers in corners, someone calling their names at 2 a.m. Olu confronted the landlord. Baba, what's happening in this house? Baba Lanre smiled the same calm smile. My son, Lagos is hard. Pray. But behind his eyes was something cold, something patient, like a fisherman waiting for his net to close. By the end of the 4th year, they had nothing left. Sold the car, sold the generator, sold furniture, sold clothes, even their wedding rings. They were poorer than when they first married. And the more they suffered, the more the landlord smiled. One evening, Olu sat outside, head in his hands. Baba Lanre joined him quietly. You people have tried, but suffering is too much. I think it's time you leave. Olu looked at him in disbelief. But Baba, we've paid part. We're still trying. No, the landlord said firmly. If you stay longer, the house will swallow the last pieces of your destiny. Leave before it finishes you. It was the softness of his voice that frightened Olu the most, like someone who knew the taste of stolen destinies. When they moved out, the family after them, the Okikis, arrived with joy. Same story. House too cheap, landlord too kind, success first year, downfall next 2. By the time the 4th year came, the Okikis had sold everything. Then Baba Lanre told them to leave. People whispered, said the house was cursed, said every family that moved in left worse than they came. But Lagos people love cheap rent. So tenants kept coming, and Baba kept smiling. This time, however, something changed. A new family came, the Adebamis. The husband, Demola, looked quiet, calm, respectful. His wife, Sade, was heavily pregnant. Baba smiled warmly when they inspected the house. You people will enjoy here. No wahala. But when Baba turned to go back inside, he paused, because Demola stood frozen, staring at the symbol beneath the cracked wall, not with fear, but with recognition. Later that night, Sade asked, What happened to you inside that house? You changed. Demola sat down slowly. I know that symbol. Said frowned. From where? My father's shrine. Said gasped. Demola. I thought you said you rejected all those native doctor things. I did, he swallowed, but rejecting them doesn't erase the knowledge. Said whispered, but this is Lagos. Why is a shrine symbol on a wall? Demola stared into the dark. Because that house is not just hungry, it's fed. Within the first week, Sadie woke at midnight with a scream. A tall shadow stood by her window. She tried to shout, but her voice locked. Demola rushed in. What happened? She pointed, shaking. There. Someone stood there. Demola inspected the window frame. Another symbol. Faint. Carved deep inside the wood. Old. Deliberate. That night, he dreamed of a man in white. Face blurred, whispering, collect from them. Every 4 years. He woke sweating. He knew that voice. His father had said the same line during rituals. This wasn't a haunting. It was a harvest cycle. And the landlord was the keeper. Demola confronted Baba Landre directly. Sir, what agreement did you make over this house? Baba's smile faded. No pretense this time. You know the symbol. And you know I know. Demola replied calmly. Baba exhaled, voice low. This house feeds me. Every family that stays here, their good years become mine. Demola clenched his jaw. So you steal destinies. Baba shook his head. I exchange destinies. I give them comfort first. Then the house takes its share. Demola stepped closer. And you expect me to let you feed on my family? Baba's eyes hardened. Your lineage rejected its power. You are weak. This house will chew you like the others. Demola smiled. A small, dangerous smile. You don't know my father. That night, Demola entered the sitting room with a calabash. His wife stood behind him, trembling. Are you sure? She whispered. No, he replied honestly. But if I don't fight this house, it will take our child. He touched the wall where the symbol glowed. Immediately, the house exhaled. Lights flickered, doors slammed. The symbol on the wall lit up in red. A voice whispered, 4 years, 4 souls. Demola began chanting a prayer mixed with ancient words he swore he would never use again. The air grew heavy. Something crawled across the ceiling, fast, angry. Said screamed as long fingers reached down from the ceiling toward her stomach. Demola slammed his palm on the wall and shouted, Ase Baba Mikonizo Pe Emi. My father's power will not let you speak my end. The house shook. The symbol cracked. A loud spiritual shriek filled the building. The landlord, in his own room, fell to his knees. His charm beads broke. He coughed blood. Then the house went silent. Completely silent. The next morning, Baba Lanre collapsed at his gate. Neighbors rushed to him. What happened? With his last breath, he whispered, The house has chosen a new master. His eyes rolled back. He died with a faint smile, like someone who understood that he had finally been defeated by the same thing he controlled. When Demola stepped outside, people watched him differently. They could feel the power on him. His wife asked, What now? Demola stared at the house. That thing was feeding on people, but it respected power. So, we leave? No, he said softly. We stay. And I finish what my father began. She held his hand tightly. Then we fight together. Demola nodded. From today, no more harvest. Not from this house. Not from this street. Not from my family. Behind him, the symbol on the wall finally crumbled into dust. The house was no longer hungry, because it finally had someone who could starve it back. Thank you for listening to this tale. If you enjoyed this story, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who loves folk tales. I'd love to hear from you. Tell me in the comments who your favorite character was and why. Your support helps keep these stories alive. Until the next tale, stay curious, stay inspired.